What's up, everybody? This is Dominic here to talk about today's General Hospital episode. Before I do that, that's something I want to talk about. If you don't know, and if you haven't heard already, if you haven't really been too much on Twitter or anything, you would know that Sean Kanan is leaving the role of AJ on General Hospital to go back to the Bold and the Beautiful as Deacon Sharp. And I tweeted something earlier this morning about that, and because I read about it this morning. Michael Logan, I think TV Guys Michael Logan put the article up about that. He actually interviewed Sean Kanan, and Sean Kanan actually said that the reason he's leaving is because of basically the writing for AJ. He's not getting fired, but he's leaving the role. Excuse me, he's leaving the role because of the writing for the character, and I can tell you the writing for the character AJ has been a bit. Let me get a little comfortable. Has been a little bit. It's been very crappy. I mean, when they first brought brought him back from the dead, I liked it. I liked the storyline they had with him. Them battling over ELQ, but the time they brought up the whole pickle relish and all that, and AJ's panic attacks, and that's something Sean Kanan actually said in the interview, that panic attacks and pickle relish was not what he thought he'd sign up for. And he also says how they never really gave him a real romantic storyline. He said, because to be on a soap opera, which is kind of true, you kind of have to have like a romantic love interest or a romantic storyline, some type of romance somewhere in there. So, and you basically could tell they weren't really going anywhere with Liz, with the pairing between AJ and Elizabeth. But so I will say I will miss Sean Kanan on there on GH. But like I said, I tweeted something earlier that says, and actually Ron Carlivati, the head writer of GH, actually retweeted me. Well, I don't think he didn't retweet, but he actually favorited the tweet. I wasn't really putting dagging at him about the writing, but I was saying, my tweet was I basically said, I respect Sean Kanan for speaking up and saying, he actually said he sat down with Frank Valentini and told him he was unhappy with what they were doing with the AJ storyline. And Frank said, they mutually said if he's not happy with what they're doing, he can leave. And Sean basically says he can leave. He wanted to leave. He basically said, but I tweeted, I respect him for doing what he did, and I'm gonna move on because I've been talking about this for the past 2 minutes. But I respect him for doing what he did and speaking up on how he didn't like his character's direction. But anyway, yeah, Sean Kanan, I wish you nothing but the best. Wish you much success on Bold and the Beautiful. Hadn't watched Bold and the Beautiful in a while. I mean, I peeked in on it here or there, but I haven't really been keeping up with much what's going on there. But I have like peeked in here or there on Bold and the Beautiful. But anyway, but let me talk about today's GH episode. Where do I even begin? Let me start off with Sonny. Sonny has the damn nerve to keep continuously showing up, basically to see if AJ's dead yet. He's claiming to be there for Michael, but deep down inside, he wants AJ to die. He actually even said it today's episode when Michael left AJ alone because he had to go basically tell Patrick because we all know Michael has AJ gave Michael permission to do whatever he wants to. Like if something was happening to AJ to do. He's basically his medical beneficiary, I think is what it is. I think. But anyway, Michael told Sonny to stay there with AJ while he goes to talk to Patrick. And Sonny basically sitting there telling AJ how he wants him. How he basically wants him to die. And like I said, when Sonny finds out the truth about who really killed Connie, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna be big. I mean, and I actually want Sonny and Ava both to pay for Ava to pay for shooting Connie and Sonny to pay for shooting AJ, potentially killing AJ. I don't know for sure if they're gonna kill AJ off because Sean Kanan said, I think Sean Kanan does. He will continue to work at GH to the 28th, and he will probably still, from what I hear, he will still be airing in like a couple of weeks after that. But I don't think we have a final air date. But I think he starts at Bold and the Beautiful in April. So anyway, like the first week of April. But anyway. But yeah, like I seriously want Sonny to pay for something. I mean, I'm not a big fan of this mob crap, but I honestly do want Sonny to pay for something. Actually, pay for something. But anyway, moving along from that, I mean, it was great scenes between Michael and Sonny today. Chad Duo actually brought out some pretty raw emotion today. He basically was sitting there telling Sonny he doesn't know why AJ will put a big responsibility like that on him, and how he think it's too big of a responsibility for him to take, but he's gonna have to go with AJ's wishes and whatnot. And so Michael goes and tells Patrick that he wants to have the surgery. I mean, why leave medicine up to chance when you can have a surgery to try to fix what's wrong with him? I mean, why just leave medicine up to chance? But Patrick did tell Michael to basically spend some time with remaining moments with his father, because he don't know when something serious that could go wrong in the surgery. And speaking of Patrick, I agree with Liz. What Liz was telling Patrick today. I don't think Patrick's in the right state of mind to be giving anybody any surgeries. I mean, I honestly do not think he's in the right state of mind. I mean, he's still pissed off at Robin. He had some scenes with Liz today telling Liz that, yeah, he's in love. He loves Robin, but right now he hates her. I mean, because she just up and left for some unbeknownst reason. He knows why she left, but nobody else does. But anyway, from what I understand, I think Patrick knows the real. She knows she's going to try to save Jason. But, and speaking of Jason, I mean, I've heard they've thought about recasting the role, but I don't think that's in the cards as of yet. But I think a recast of Jason will be happening soon. Maybe sooner rather than later, with since Sean Keenan's gone, and that frees up a little. Since Sean Keenan was on contract, that does kind of free up money and whatnot. So anyway, but yeah, but I guess there's too many damn people in this show anyway. Talk about a little bit like about there being too many people on this show in a minute. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, about there being entirely too many people on this show. But hey, what are you gonna do? But yeah, but Patrick's basically sitting there like telling Elizabeth how upset at Robin he is. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I'd be upset about it too. I mean, you for like almost 2 years, you basically thought your wife was dead. You basically almost thought your wife was dead for 2 years, and then she just magically pops back up. She comes back. She comes back to you. Only like 2 months later for her to leave again, for some reason that you can't even understand. I mean, I understand where Patrick's coming from. I mean, I don't personally understand where he's coming from, because nothing like that's never happened to me. But I mean, I can understand where he's coming from. I mean, the guys. I mean, he basically has to go back to how he was 2 years ago. Anyway, but yeah, I like the scenes between Patrick and Liz today. I like Liz basically being a friend and whatnot, and basically telling Patrick, is she basically asking him, is he sure he's in the right state of mind to be performing any kind of surgery? I mean, because what if he gets to thinking about Robin, he's operating on AJ, he gets to suddenly thinking about Robin, he can't focus, and he doesn't focus, and ups and mess something up, because that would be a big lawsuit. I mean, that'd be a big ass lawsuit if Patrick messed up during surgery. But anyway, what else happened on today's episode? Let me talk about this Molly TJ Six stuff. Can I tell y'all, Alexis had me rolling today. I mean, apparently Molly and TJ were about to get ready to go at it, and they were about to head up to Molly's room, and TJ whipped the condom out and whatnot, and Alexis just bust through the door, basically said, ain't gonna be no fucking on my watch, ain't gonna be no fucking today. But Alexis basically said, Molly basically tells Alexis that regardless of whether she likes it or not, it's gonna happen. Her and TJ are gonna have sex. It's gonna happen, whether she likes it or not. So Alexis basically tells Molly, okay, you win. Go ahead, have sex. But she says, have sex while I'm sitting here. Basically says, go upstairs to Molly's room and have sex. I'll be here. I'll make dinner afterwards. And she basically says, and it's kind of funny, she basically says, asked them, how long do you think you guys are gonna be? She basically says something like, ballpark, probably not gonna be that long. So she basically just says TJ is a 1 minute man. I mean, but anyway, but that was kind of humorous to me. But anyway, so Molly and TJ decide not to have sex because they didn't want to be Alexis to be anywhere in sight. They didn't want her to be around, and so TJ decides to leave and whatnot. And Molly basically berates Alexis, saying how she did it on purpose. And even we know what Alexis did do it on purpose. She did do it on purpose. She basically she does in fact tell Molly that she trusts her and that she's okay with her having sex with TJ. And I'm not gonna tell you, I kind of like Alexis' approach to it. She basically says, I know he loves you, I know you love him, and Molly basically says you can trust me because I grew up. I had him. She wasn't like Alexis. She actually grown up with a mother that actually loves the. I know Alexis back in the day. Helena killed Alexis's mama, so um, so yeah, so but yeah, it was good. It was good. They basically had like I guess you can call it a come to Jesus moment. Basically found some common ground and whatnot, and so Alexis basically is on board with TJ and Molly having sex. I mean, she basically says she trusts her and she can't stop. She's not gonna be able to stop her, so she okays it. She basically changes her mind about the relationship. Um, this is what I really want to talk. Been wanting to talk about in this whole episode. When I was talking about there being too many characters on this episode, let me talk about TJ's mama Jordan. We got to meet her today. We actually got to meet TJ's mama Jordan today, and in a way, she seemed. I mean, the actress is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, me as an African American myself, I love the diversity. I love that we're getting more diverse. She brings more diversity onto the show, but and the actress is a pretty good actress, and she also is not that bad to look at either. But anyway, but it kind of bothered me today. She basically was sitting there saying, telling Sean how she's there to take. She's here to take TJ home. She wants her baby to be back with her, and it kind of seems a little selfish to me because, I mean, she doesn't accept. She hasn't really thought of the fact that TJ has a life in Port Charles now. He has a girlfriend. I'm pretty sure he has friends and he goes to school there. And he's started for the past 2 years. He actually has started a life there. He actually has started a life there, and it seems kind of selfish to me that she will basically try to take all that away from him just because Sean got him involved in a mob war. But Sean actually pumped her brakes when he basically said that, which this actually kind of got me a little intrigued. He basically said that she has a past too. That you won't. Sean basically said he never badmouthed her to TJ, but he wanted to. So apparently his mom, TJ's mom, has done some messed up shit back in her. That's apparently Sean says worse than his job for basically worse than him working for Sonny. So I'm interested in seeing what TJ's mom did. Because I'm seriously interested in seeing what she did. And I mean, even though I tweeted this too. I did tweet this earlier too. Even though I did say it's too many people on this show, I like the diversity this Jordan character brings, and I'm also kind of intrigued. I hope they don't drop the ball with this. I mean, I'm interested in seeing her and TJ interact more. I'm not gonna mind. I don't mind seeing her interact more with Sean and other people on the canvas. I mean, but I also heard she's also in Port Charles for another reason other than TJ. So I'm interested in seeing what that is too. But anyway, moving on from that. This Silas and Sam, I didn't care. Didn't really too much care for him. But I did agree with Silas. Silas did basically tell Sam that this investigation, this whole stuff with Nina really has nothing to do with her. It means he doesn't know why she's so invested in it. It really has nothing to do with her. But anyway, but I really didn't too much care for Silas and Sam today. Hey, I did. I'm sorry, I didn't. But anyway, let me talk about Madeline and Nathan West, also known as James Reeves. Apparently, like I said, a lot of fans, we all basically called it that Nathan was basically Nina Clay's brother. We knew he was too much invested in this Silas Clay case that we knew he had to have been. He basically had to have been. Excuse me. Had a little crick in my neck. But anyway, he basically had to be somehow related to her. So, like I said, we found out today that he's her brother and that Madeline is Madeline is his mother and whatnot. Who we all know is Nina's mother. But yeah, like I said, didn't really too much pay attention to the scenes, but we got that revelation that he was Madeline and Nina Clay and Nathan West, also known as James Reeves, are brother and sister. But anyway, I think that's pretty much covered everything. I think that's really pretty much everything that happened in today's episode. If I left anything out, leave me a comment below. If you want to hear me more elaborate on anything else, leave me a comment below. Anyway, this is Dominic checking out. Peace, God bless, and I'm out.